Uncle James Quest, and tonight I just got done watching The Last of Us episode 2 of season 2, and yeah, they did it. I'm not gonna bother skirting around the big thing that happened in this episode. I'm assuming you've watched it or you already know about it, so all right, let's go ahead and start. So Joel is dead, and yeah. First I want to say that I appreciate that this episode had so much going on. They had an entire invasion of Jackson that is not there in the games. In the games, the Joel incident happens. Tommy is there with Joel instead of Dina, and you know, basically the rest of it kind of plays out almost exactly the same way it does, except there's no big Jacksonville invasion of the infected. And I gotta say, I do enjoy the way that they did it here in the show, because it does, like, it makes the tension feel even greater, right? Like, the reason Joel would, and I think this is something a lot of people had issues with in the game, along with, you know, the fact that it happened at all, there was always some people who would never accept that Joel would, like, go into a room full of strangers and, you know, not have his gun already drawn or something, you know, like be as trusting as, you know, to them, that he would willingly walk into a room full of strangers and not know if they're bad guys or what. So I think having Jackson under attack, the urgency of that, I think maybe that'll help those people who had issues with the way that it was done there. That way Joel's like running in the room saying, like, all right guys, come on, get your guns, let's go, we got to get going. And you know, and the way that they switched things out, having Dina there instead of Tommy, because Tommy's got to be in the town at Jackson because he's there while it's being invaded, so he's got to protect the town, so he never goes out and finds Joel. Dina is just she's just put to sleep with some medicine, and I don't know if the frostbite is gonna come into play. They said she had some frostbite on her wrist. I don't know if that's gonna matter too much, but you know, I guess the thing is, you know, it's gonna happen. You like, you know, it has to happen in order for the rest of the story to happen. But part of you's like, well, they changed a lot already. What if maybe, like, you know he's gonna die, but they give you like this small glimmer of hope that, like, maybe he won't. What if he doesn't end up dying? And they even, it seemed kind of cruel, they even do this moment where Ellie's begging him to get up, and he kind of slightly lifts his head up a little bit, and you're like, oh my god, maybe they are gonna kind of change it. And then in this one, Abby ends up breaking the golf club, and then she stabs him with the broken off part. So just, he is for sure dead, he's gone, it happened. And now we have our story of revenge, you know, like in this one, it does feel like they, you know, they managed to sum up why Abby was doing this pretty quickly. She has like her own little dream sequence, which was interesting. You know, and now, of course, we're gonna have Ellie going off chasing after these guys, and you know, Tommy's gonna run out there too, I'm sure, and the town is kind of screwed, really, you know, like I don't know, it's gonna take them months and months to repair this, which would also, I guess, explain why you probably don't have like you know, dozens of people chasing this group down like you think maybe should happen, you know. Like Joel dies and you would be like, oh, okay, so we need to get dozens of people out searching for this group, not just like one or two of us. But now the town's been attacked, it actually makes even more sense why that would not happen, you know. There's a lot of injured people, there's a lot of people trying to rebuild the walls of this place, trying to rebuild any sense of normalcy, so you can't really afford for, you know, dozens of your people to be out there looking for revenge, you know, like it wouldn't make sense. So yeah, in a lot of ways I feel like the changes they made to the show maybe, you know, help some of the logic of the way it all ended up playing out in the game, while still making the exact same events happen. So yeah, I just gotta congratulate them on that. I feel like that's gonna maybe win some people over who have never been fans of what happened here. You know, not that anyone likes that it happened, but you know what I mean. Also, we got a giant bloater and a flamethrower scene, and that was pretty cool. That bloater was awesome. Yeah, just a really tense episode, and I feel like I'm still like, you know, it's funny. I want to talk to someone who did not know it was going to happen, and I want to see how the episode felt for them, because for me, part of the dread was because I knew it was happening, even though I wanted to hope like maybe they'll change it. I'm like, they're not going to. And I knew that logically that they weren't going to, but but they did such a good job of like letting you hang on to tiny slivers of hope, like maybe they'll change it slightly. Like, nope. So that was part of the dread, was like knowing it's gonna happen because it has to. So yeah, just this was a really powerful episode, a lot of great action. Already it feels like this season is delivering so much more on the infected and all that being a part of it than season 1 did, because season 1 had relatively few scenes with infected people in it, you know, or at least even in great numbers, where it feels like this season already, like, all right, cool, we did it. Yeah, this is delivering on the promise of the show. And yeah, I don't know, it's, you know, when the game came out, and I've talked about this several times, but you know, this is the episode it's happening, so I guess here's the time to do it. When The Last of Us Part 2, the video game, came out, Joel's death was leaked early, about 2 or 3 weeks early before the game released, and it was, you know, along with it being a leak, it was like an insanely controversial thing that happened, and it got politicized by certain groups on the internet, and of course it became part of the culture war nonsense, you know, the whole thing, right? So it was a really crazy time, and you know, I'm sure you're gonna see some small flashes of that happen, even though we've had many years now to like, it happened, you know, it's gonna happen in the show, and of course it has. So I don't know, I am gonna go try to see what reactions people are having online, and see, you know, try and find people who do not know the story yet, try to find people who maybe they loved the second game, or maybe even people who hated the second game. I doubt that people will change their mind if they hated it. People don't really change their minds on the internet. That's not a thing that happens ever. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this, how they changed some things. Did you like the slightly altered context of the situation? Was it any less heartbreaking that it happened? Like, it feels like it, like they managed to still, like, oh yeah, it still hurts. Like, even after all this time, knowing it's gonna happen, it didn't make it hurt any less at all. I was like, yeah, there it goes. Damn. Anyways, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.